generally speaking, we're going to be taller than women.
Hey.
Sorry. Sorry.
People would be saying, how can they support the channel? Chiso by Chiso. I've got tops, got hoodies, I've got the Dragon Ball Z tees, like the Pain and Full Star tees. You lot can support, buy some of the merch. I'll be able to churn out more content. This one I'm just waiting by myself for the moment, and I'll bring out more colors. Please support. New episode out featuring Manny, Kid, Gabriel. Stay tuned. Also, someone of tickets. Hit my page, eh? Like, you know, like it's in the middle of the conversation of the game. So like, you know, after the game's done, you normally have the post-game interviews with the winners. So he's like whispered it in between, like, no homo. 25 grand fine.
Yeah, even look at my man with the gun fingers as well. So he lost the sponsorship, innit?
Who Jama on?
Yeah.
No, he still got the Nike one, but he got a 8-game ban, loss of pay, and I don't know what else. But yeah,
it's actually more cost effective to be racist. You'll get like your ban is lower. They won't.
See that you lot on the basketball thing. You know about that? Is it Wes something? And his girlfriend cheated on him, and she's got a baby for the best friend. But he's been bringing up the baby or something like the whole time.
Nah.
I thought you don't know about this because you lot basketball heads, man. Pause. Whoa. What's his name, man? He's obviously a multi-millionaire, and I think he's got 2 daughters. And the woman's kind of like it's his child for the whole time.
Yeah.
But she slept with his best friend. Obviously, the child's grown up now, old. Yeah. They're both old, and he's been raising the child like his own.
That's crazy.
And then I thought you would have known about that, man.
Oh man.
On that note, and since you was talking about that clip, I think is it Jim Jones that looks mad like Cameron, or the other way around?
Whoa!
Yeah. But Jimmy's kid looks proper like Cameron.
Bro, in that scenario, I've got to do a test or 10, bro. Nah, how can you look that much like my brother? that don't make sense. That don't make sense.
Nah,
she touched it in Miami.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna find out, bro. I don't know, man.
You said you want to find out?
No, but you see, have you seen Jim Jones's you?
No, but I think about my kids now, and if I find out that that's not my child, bro.
You got severe pain.
Like I think about at least 3 people have to die if I find that out still.
Yes.
I So who's the 3? Her mum, her dad, and her.
The dad definitely gotta go. Because the dad knew.
But did he? It depends on if he knew or not. It depends on if he knew. No, but you see, like for somebody to knowingly and falsely say this is your child and it's not your child, that's evil, bro. That's premeditated evil.
Isn't the stats, the UK stats, something like 21% of people?
Swear.
Yeah, something like that.
What, being raised by someone who's not actually...
Wasn't 21%?
I can't remember.
It was something like that, innit? It's like 21%.
It's likely though.
Yeah, 21% of people that whoever they think the father is not the father. So we're living real like Maury Povich.
That's 1 in 5.
It's 5 of us here.
That's 1 of you. So.
1 of you, man.
Your ego.
You get me?
Your ego won't make you go and do a check.
No, I have to know.
No, but you got to think about how much offence, not that it matters, but how much offence you're going to put on the mother of your child. Imagine she's just given birth and you're like,
usually I just for I did see a post on Insta. It was a debate about it should be mandatory when the child is born for a paternity test. What's your lot's thoughts on that?
You see the sink there? I'll be like Mario Wine and sit in the sink. I don't wanna know if you play me.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
After baby shower and all the peas you spent and everything, then
after the Burberry shirt,
the Burberry shirt, you know, Gabriel's got like 5.
I wouldn't go as far as say mandatory, but I think
what you want about that.
If they put that in place, a lot of guys will be heartbroken to realise that what they thought their missus was their aunt. And the reason why women were held to such high standards when it comes to sex is because before paternity test, you would never know whether or not a woman, the child was yours.
Yeah.
So now we've got modern day technology. A lot of guys are wearing jackets in Jamaican Caribbean culture. They call it a jacket when you've got a child that's not yours. And I think, you know, when you have the blue pill or the red pill. Sometimes I'd rather not know. I'll be honest. If I've gone 10 years,
take the red,
and someone says to me a little hint, like a little devil pops on my shoulder. Hello, hi. I'm just. It's not yours.
Hey, clip that.
I don't know what I'd do with myself.
Apparently it's rife in Nigeria, you know.
Of course it is.
Yeah, they said it.
You see, our ego makes us think that women don't do what they do.
Nigeria, that is high.
It's rife.
Yeah.
And you got to remember as well that you got to think about it. Let's say a woman's accidentally had sex with like a guy's brother.
Or the gardener.
You know, and then let's say she's literally pregnant now after. So let's say she had sex with the brother on Monday and then her husband on Wednesday, and she falls pregnant. Do you break the family up,
but
or do you just crack on?
I hear it. There's a lot of situations as well where like the range is like less than 10 days, where it's like I'm saying I know personally of situations where.
How do you know personally?
Because
no, I want to zoom in, please, on him.
Why do you
personally know situations?
Why do you want him to zoom in? I know. I see that. I see you. Next question, locked and loaded. Yeah. Nah. I know of a situation where I think it was something like 10 days. No, it was like about 8 days. Yeah.
No, you elaborate.
Elaborate a little bit.
Elaborate, please. Yeah, you just kind of stop.
Yeah. No, the difference between. Yeah, let me answer then. The difference between Bob and John was like 8 days.
And all I ask, you know, I just ask, just at least let the system flush before the next guy comes. Just let the period, let the menstrual cycle come and then start again. Because doing it two in the same, it's a Russian roulette.
Let me be devil's advocate. Go on the woman's side now. Would you let your system flush, sir?
No, but this is the double standard. This is the double standard us men have. Is that, for instance, if I have sex with 7 different women in one day, and it's only me that has sex with them, I'm the father. But if a woman has sex with 7 different men, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm not gonna know. Yeah, so unfortunately, you raise a good question, but I've got the fortunate circumstance. I don't need to flush my system because I know I'm the dad if it's just her I've had intercourse with. And that's why I always say that when you look at the Abrahamic religions, men put women to high standards because we didn't know whether or not the kid was ours, and those high standards need to be there. Because if a woman has sex with Malachi, Jeremiah,
7 days of BBK just straight.
You think some women don't do that?
No, I'm just asking. That's all. I'm just asking.
What I'm saying is this: a lot of look at our era now. A lot of our parents and our mums have got kids. And in the home, she knows that this is not Yinkaz. It's not Yinkaz. It's not Yinkaso.
I hear it.
It's not. And one day she's got one day on her deathbed. She'll be sleeping one day and wake up. Folake, Yinka is not your dad.
I see a quote, yeah. No, I see it.
And then Yinka is not your dad. And
then an angel will fly out from the corpse.
But remember, we taught women this though. I'm sorry. We taught them this.
Who taught?
We taught. See, you see the women we've got now in 2023. It's a product of us.
Nah, listen.
We made them.
Nope.
I see the video, yeah.
Okay. Bro, I said it to certain man. Yeah, I don't even want to mention names of who I said it to, but I said, "Rah."
Nah, definitely.
I said to man, "Rah, do you think your girl's faithful?" And the man said, "What do you mean by that?" I said,
"From you have to ask,
bro,
what do you mean by that?
If you're always out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you got a girl and you live with her, she's not stupid, is it? You're doing that year in, year out. After a while, she's gonna know your routine. My man's gonna be gone from 8 o'clock. He might come in at 6 a.m. Who comes in at 9 p.m? Gabriel.
Whoa, buddy.
By 5, Gabriel's gone. You get what I'm saying? Or it might be Manny, or it might be Kid. Wow. Who knows? Wow. There's one man who's a fitter. It might even be Wes. Who knows?
Impossible.
Can I ask a question? Has anyone here knowingly been a roster dog?
Facts.
I don't mind that position though.
I've been one.
I don't mind that. I don't mind.
It is what it is.
I was just curious.
It's less headache.
I was just curious. That's all. I was just asking the question.
Take some dates, you deliver.
I see, like I said, I was trying to say before, I see a video, and it said, if, like, we're going to talk about cars, for example, well, we're not really talking about cars, we're talking about cars.
I've seen the video.
And
lorries and that.
no, not that. He said something about if the car's got bare owners, it loses value, innit?
Yeah.
But if a man can drive bare cars, his value goes up. And he's like, at the end of it, he's like, I'm not talking about cars. So you lot, do you know what I mean?
I hear that.
You get it?
See, this is going to the age-old topic of man them want the whole experience, but they don't want the whole in it. Like,
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But I feel like, okay. Who's commenting next?
That's a fact, though. It's a fact.
You know, I don't shy away from talk. These things don't scare me. If you don't want to attack me, I don't care.
I'm not
you can't, soon in about 3 months, you can't cancel me anymore. So I don't mind. But I just think when a lot of guys complain about these hoes, a lot of you will still be virgins if not for these hoes. So some of you need to pay homage to these hoes. You need to thank them because a lot of them had pity on you, and you will still be in your room with Vaseline and baby wipes.
What are you saying? Man, them lost their virginity in a train.
You know, a lot of it is these women felt sorry for them.
Man,
and they gave you a chance.
My virginity story is.
Tell us.
Alright, no, do you know what? So somebody, I'm not gonna bait up who, but somebody, I remember we was like 15, I was 15 at the time, and went to link some girls in a park I think it was Wandle Park. So we must have went to Wandle Park now, bucked some girls on like a Saturday. Cool. Speaking to my man now the following Friday, and he's like, had sex with my girl, bareback, lost his virginity. I was like, you're nasty, you got AIDS, you're gonna die, bro. And I was inside, I was steaming because he's younger than me, innit? So I was like, alright, cool, I got to step up the levels. So literally, it must have been outside his house one day. Somebody walks past, and I was like, she is tidy. Cool. Took the number and that. And then like a week later, I was like, I love you. A week later, I said, I love you. Like, this is it. I absolutely love you. And then, the rest is an interesting history. But
At what age did you learn consent?
I'd say in my late teens. Reason being,
that's towards 27, 28.
I said late teens. Are you alright?
No, because I thought you might be just minusing the years to try to confirm that you meant like 18, 19. Sorry. I want to confirm you meant that. Sorry.
He's on fire today.
He is.
This guy is a menace, you know.
No, but on a real big
Run DMC.
on a real big and serious. Because I'm not even really trying to joke on that situation, innit? But on the topic, because I hadn't really been faced with the kind of no, I don't want to. I hadn't been faced with that. You get me? So when I was actually faced with it, and there's a thin line, even still to this day, and like how women approach certain situations, there's a thin line, because women will have conversations like they want their man to like wake them up, and you know what I mean, and it's a very thin line, because if that's your mentality, is it your mentality within a relationship, or the guy that you're seeing persistently or consistently? It's a very thin line. But for me to go back and answer the question, late teens, because I wasn't really faced with that. And when I was faced with it, I was like, oh, okay, well then I guess we're not doing this kind of thing. So yeah.
Now what is, if you had to break it down to a 17, 18-year-old or 16-year-old who's watching this video now, in 30 seconds, how would you break down consent? No, what is consent? And we're talking consent in the fact of a boy and a girl, a man and a woman are in a bedroom or together, or even out in public. What is consent as far as you're concerned?
As far as I'm concerned, it would be having your partner's permission to continue in whatever you're trying to do.
Now, the reason why I struggle with what you're saying in essence is right, and I don't mind throwing myself under the bus. I've never ever asked a woman to suck breasts. I've never asked her permission, and I'm going to say on camera I've never asked. I've hoped that I can read the room, okay, and determine that it's okay to do it. Now I grew up in an era where we used to go raving, and the thing the thing was is that we used to kind of used to score points of how many dances you could get. So you'd go to a rave and you say, yeah, I winded 4 girls, I winded five girls, and there was never a time when you would. And when you think about what you're doing, it's actually.
You didn't ask.
You haven't asked, and technically it is sexual assault because you're rubbing your genitals on a woman's bum, and you've not asked. So you could probably put on a register for that. But we've grown up with that culture of going to a dance, you walk behind a woman, you start gyrating, and then she looks back. She either consents, or she starts.
She either gives a nod of approval after her friend has given the thumbs up.
Exactly.
Or she's like, move.
Yeah, or she starts dancing forward, and they start doing the Macarena, her and her friend. And then you realise that.
Or the conga side. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I've never asked permission for anything sexual with a woman. I've never asked permission. So when you say getting permission, I think on paper that's what it's meant to be.
But do you know what? To further build on what I said, like this is in the heat of the moment having this, like to take time to break it down. I think there's you have to break it down further, and you get into a bigger conversation about what that looks like, even on a how you get to that scenario. Do you see what I'm saying? Because there is.
I don't play that game. You see that?
No. But that's what I'm saying. Let me finish. Because you have to, and such is the world that we live in. I don't know if we're going to talk about it or not.
We are.
Okay.
Yes. Please.
Okay.
As long as everyone consents.
What's that?
To it.
No. Wait. Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my man who did the interview the other day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, alright. Cool. So no clock. No.
As long as we take no L's. As long as we take no L's. I was saying, honestly, they dropped the case because it wasn't bulletproof. So I just want to just.
Can you get a third? Can you get a hat trick?
I need to see your notes right now.
You can see it.
Show me your notes. Show me your notes.
You can save it.
But no, because one thing that he did say, I've watched the two most prevalent ones, and I hacked it to Winners Talking. Hacked it to both, but for me, the Winners Talking one was. But he made some very poignant points in there, and he said something that is like what was once perceived as office banter or what have you is now you can, like, somebody can, and I'm just repeating what he said. He's like, somebody can now be like, actually, do you know what? Way back when, do you see what I'm saying? Because as I stand here today, I remember. Look how long ago Mint Bar was open. Mint Bar's been shut for years, bro. I remember one time I entered Mint Bar, bro, and 2 women came up to me. One was touching my arm, one was touching my chest. This is days when I used to gym more. One was touching my arm, one was touching my chest, and they were having a conversation. Like they were having it was about 7 seconds. They were having a conversation about me, and I was so thrown off that I couldn't even speak. But it's like. On the flip side now, and I said this to them when like after about 30 seconds and I gathered myself, I said, on the flip side, like if I did that, it's curtains. You know what I mean? And I say that to say this, like back then, it might not have been considered as much of a big deal, whereas now, like look at the Busta Rhymes situation. Was it Busta Rhymes with the water on the woman? Yeah. I was like, well done, King. Absolutely, because you should not be fondled like that. That's mad. But and then a lot of people of that thinking, but then some people were like, why did he throw the water?
Yeah, so that. Yeah.
Well, why did the waterhead touch my bum?
I think my contention with all of this is that I'm trying to use my words carefully here. Now, people are upset with the platforms for giving Noel Clark a voice. I will say that
David Drag is easy today.
when Oprah Winfrey, when Gail, when she interviewed R. Kelly, I didn't see people up in arms with her. These are platforms to give people their voice. Whether Noel Clark is guilty or innocent, he's gone through the court of social media. He wasn't charged for anything. Okay, and once again, I'm not saying this guy is innocent. What I'm saying is, I'm just going with what we know. I'm not a solicitor. I'm going with what we know. He had all these programs stripped off the TV. Basically, he got wiped out and cancelled. Now, I will say this: if 20 people say I'm a pussy, maybe it's true they say you are what you eat. Now, well, you know.
See, I thought he's being serious and he said that.
No, I'm being serious.
No, he's being
No,
that's
no,
wrong with this guy. I'm surprised you ain't done the third one still.
I'm getting to that.
I bet it's what I think it is as well. But
I'll get into it. Now, this is the thing. He had 20 allegations. Okay. Now, for me, is that first of all, I've always stated that if I don't think anything should be put in the paper until you're charged, because sexual crimes and things of the sort are something, it's a stain that you can never get rid of, and you should never get rid of that stain. If you've been convicted or you've been charged or anything to do with and you go jail, I don't believe in rehabilitation for anything like that. You're wrong. Deviance, and this is my own opinion, deviance should be let back out. If you've somebody, I don't believe you should be let back on the street to be rehabilitated. I think you should just stay in that place. That's my own opinion on that crime. I may be wrong. He's not been charged, he's not been convicted, he's not even gone to court. These are women who have come out and said things about him. People say, oh, why do they always do it when they're at the peak of their career? Same with Jonathan Majors.
Yesterday, Jonathan.
Now, see with me, and this is what people don't get is this. If I've got something on you, and I know you owe me money, and I know you're on a trajectory, I'm going to wait till you get there. Because the money's greater there than it is down here.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? You've got more to lose, and I can stain you more. You having something with Marvel, you being the face of Creed 3, I can get more from you then than I can get from you when you're lower level. For those who don't understand why people wait, if you owe me money and I can't get it now and I need to sue you, I'm going to wait till you get to the same with crimes. Police officers know when you're moving food. They're waiting to get this case. Let's wait. Let's get it more. Let's get the big belly so that we can get you banged to rights. You know.
You go court now. They say they found. You go court now. They stung you for 500k, and they tell the judge they found 10k.
Sorry, caveat. I don't know if we're going to speak on this as well. But did you lot watch the double episode of 24 Hours in Police Custody?
Yes,
that's what TV told me to watch that today. He's like, oh, you need to watch it.
Alright, cool. We'll come back to that. Yeah, we'll come back.
With consent now, I would say that women should be.
Go back to the Noel Clark thing and then go back.
Yeah, so with Noel Clark now, I say leave. The only reason why they get into ZZ Mills is because you just don't like ZZ Mills.
Facts.
That's it. It's not because of the platform she's given Noel Clark. No, just say you don't like her, you hate. Like whether you want to say you hate and you don't like her, just be real. It's because it's her. Because there wasn't much stick on pound sterling for doing the same thing, unless I missed it.
No,
I didn't see much uproar.
Do you know what the difference was? Yeah, as well. You know, people are shook.
Wait. Right, I was going to say that. People are shook. There's number one, people are shook, and you see, like ZZ's asking questions, and then she's asking questions, he's answering. That's it. And then with Pound now, he was asking questions. Like he'll ask him, and then he'll answer. He'll be like, "Are you sure?" Like you see that? Yeah. But that was almost like people's court. Like as in like brother, like come on, you get me? Which I feel like was almost more intense without being intense. Does that make sense? And I feel like that was the difference between the I feel like there was more from Pound. I feel like there was more of the questions that we as an audience would have wanted to know, and there was more like come on, like.
So when did this thing get dropped?
As in, I think it was literally about a week ago that he said that there was no charges being put against him, and that's why I think that these things shouldn't go in the papers yet. Because let's just say he is innocent. Let's just say it's all a conspiracy. Let's just say it's all a conspiracy, and I believe that my opinion in the situation is that he's offended somebody, and he's definitely in the wrong. He's offended somebody. That might be because of the aftercare, and I always say with men, my biggest problem has been my aftercare. My eBay feedback is horrendous. It's usually my aftercare.
I hear it.
And when you go to buy something, it's not about the sale, it's the customer service afterwards. Like if you go to buy a car from somewhere, the sale is the easy part. If you go back to Mercedes, how did they treat me afterwards? Will keep you going back. And I think maybe 100%. He may have done something to somebody and after, because he seems like a very blunt guy. I don't know him, but he appears to be very straight down the middle. Do you know what I mean? And we can't deny that sometimes when people are given power, they misuse it. I'm not saying he's done that. But you got to imagine you're a director, a budding director, a woman's inside your apartment or inside your hotel or wherever the audition is. And you got to remember that if this woman is trying her best to get into this industry, she knows that he has the key to it. There are people who might play on that. Even me as an employer, there's some times where a woman's come for an interview and I know she's not the best for the job. And I can see her trying to do her fluttering of eyelids and all of that. And there's a sinister part of me that thinks, then you think, And that's the hardest part as someone in power, that you have to understand that you can't do it, but it's hard to not do it. And I'm not going to sit like, I'm a man. I'm not going to sit like, we can all sit here and pretend, but you just don't misuse your power. And I believe that even when he said, for instance, he said they accused him of saying that woman had a nice bum. It was at work.
I was going to come to that, and she apologized.
He apologized, yeah. But once again, yeah. But this is my thing about reading the room. Like some men don't know how to read the room. Read the room. I've unfortunately dealt with a few women in my life, and there's not one woman you can ever say I've done anything like that. Never sexual assaulted.
Why do you say unfortunately?
Because I don't. By accident. No, I tell you why I say that, because I'm not proud of myself, and I'm not saying it for like. I'm not proud of the stuff I've done with women in the past. Okay. I'm not proud of it. It doesn't make you.
I was just checking.
I'm not proud of it.
Your use of.
I'm not proud of it.
That's fine.
And
it's character building, man.
It's not proud of it. And there's a lot of women who almost every woman we've met has said they've been sexual assaulted, but yet we don't know any guys that've done it. There's not one woman. There's not one woman that you've. But every woman I've ever met has told me they've been in situations where every woman I've met, but yet none of us know a guy that's done it.
That's a very serious statement.
And if you want to really be real, probably one of us have got that one friend who's a bit sideways, who we just haven't really pulled up. He tells us some things here and there, but we just don't really.
I might see a girl or woman I know, and the way she approaches me might be like, she sees me, she hugs me for extra long. You get what I'm saying? But a next man might be around, and he's thinking, raw,
hugs.
I can get here. Then some men are like, they think, I can hug a girl, pick her up, spin her around, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Brother, the way she might like me.
No, you forget the way I'm saying. Forget the way she might like you.
The way
she's got a different
relationship with me.
Period.
To you. So you're now thinking, because I'm with my man, I can start doing.
No. Or that person was thinking that but it's.
I think just something honest. Some guys are just deviants. And this is the thing, is that I've never sent a woman I've never ever.
When we stick up here, I'm gonna come back to that after.
Bro, I dropped that man before, like, I'm not even sure if you man know this man, but every time,
you know quite a few funny guys, don't you?
Brother, I grew up in Brixton, innit?
I'm just saying.
Hey, what's that?
You grew up in Brixton, innit?
What does that mean?
Let me get to the point anyway. So, anyways, this guy now, he would always say wild shit like, I tried to link blah blah blah, and she was acting like she's too this and too that, and I said, brother, like, you need to be calm, like not everyone is gonna like you. You know what I mean? Like, you know when someone just thinks because they might have money that every woman should just, the moment they see them, just off pad straight away. So every time my man will be always just complaining about women, and you know when a man's around you, but because they got way more than you got, they think in their head, when it comes to women, you're both the same. So like instantly, you get what I'm saying? I don't want to know. So instantly they think you're the same as them, and when you hear these things too often, like always the complaints about, you think to yourself, like, I wonder how my man moves with.
No, I think we all know one of
so guys. So eventually, I had to kind of just. Create that distance and just stay awake. I just thought to myself,
so wait,
I wonder how you move around.
Noel Clark had 20 allegations.
But they weren't all the same allegations.
Let's just say, was it 10 females with 2 different things, or was it 20 different people?
So basically, it's 20 different allegations.
But we don't
know the ins and outs.
I don't know.
But there was at least 5 different incidents that I know of. Okay. No, not knowing that I know, but that was put out there about him. Like one, apparently he filmed a naked audition. And basically he kept the footage and basically showed it to somebody. He denied that. One was the groping a woman, he denied that. One was saying about, you've got a nice bum, he said he did that. So there was more than one thing, and I would say that he's not been, just because you've been given not guilty doesn't mean you're not guilty. We've all, I've done crimes and it's been, and I got NFA and I'm so you get me? Like, it don't mean you're not. And I'm not,
do better, please.
I'm not talking sexual crimes.
I'm saying this on camera.
Yeah, but the case has been dropped now. There's nothing they can do.
You said about the filming thing, Even though I know it's deep, but obviously I had a relationship with one of the teachers at my school, innit? At my son's school, not like that, but one time my son was acting up, innit? He's like, don't worry, Dad, I'm gonna show you. So he filmed it and showed it to me, innit? But then when I told obviously my child's mum, she's like, he can't do that. He can't film in the school. I was like, but he's showing us what our son's doing. She's like, no, he can't do that. But in like 3-4 days, he was sacked.
He was gone. Yeah, no, that's different because that's you're filming a minor. There's it's.
Well, you must have gave him consent though. I wanted to know.
But I'm not clued up enough about safeguarding of children to know what the ins and outs of that.
Yeah, you can't do that. You're going.
No, that's what I'm saying. I know that's incorrect, but I'm saying I know that because like for example, there's nurseries that you can log in and view your child being cared for. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I don't know the.
There's CCTV there which you're aware of, which is fine. But your own personal is you've got children on your phone. Why is a child like even if you consented yet? So often
let me give you an example. Say we're talking now, yeah. Obviously everybody knows the camera's here. Let's say now Wes hits pause, yeah, and I pull out my phone and start recording, and man then start coming up with mad confessions, and then we're in a court of law. That's not admissible in the court of law because I didn't have consent to. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So.
Yeah, back to
man said I shot that nigga 5 times. What?
To church. Yeah. I just feel we all see him as guilty. Not all, but I think the majority of us see him as guilty. They always say is there no smoke without fire. I would say that
his response to that was, but there was no fire.
Anyway, I'm not saying anything either way. I'm just presenting facts.
So what? Are you like cancelling it?
Okay,
social media is already cancelled.
No, but are you?
He's never gonna bounce back.
I don't think he can bounce back.
He can't bounce back, bro.
And I'm not saying that he should bounce back. Because no, I'll tell you why I say I don't think he should bounce back is because I don't know whether he's innocent or guilty. And the problem is that the moment.
Where's the hat trick?
No, I'm not getting to that yet. I'll get it later on.
It's loading though.
Yeah, I'll get later on.
Whoa, we loaded.
No. You're forcing it.
With the consent thing, I'll go back to know.
Wow. You're forcing it.
Wow, we forcing.
No consent. Whoa. That's what you're doing right now. Right.
With the consent thing, the reason why I think it's very tricky and why I think some men just don't have emotional intelligence is that, as I've said on camera, I've never asked to touch a woman. I've never asked. I think when you're in a position of power, you need to be even more careful. So in the past, I'd say year or two, I'm very mindful, extra mindful now. Because of the little small position I'm in, I'm extremely mindful now. Some people say, but why? If you know your motive is innocent, why? No. I'm extremely mindful now because there are sometimes women may be disgruntled and maybe try to spin something on you. And how far and few between those scenarios are, they may be very minute. So men shouldn't use those examples that we get in the public eye to paint everyone and say, look, you can't believe anyone straight away. And I don't believe you should believe anyone straight away. And that's why I don't like them things going in the papers. Because
sorry to just because there was that case with the girl who went to extremes to fake being.
I saw that.
And she ruined like 3 people's lives.
I saw that.
To the point one like he was there was mad unrest where he lived. Like he couldn't move where he lived because people were calling him dirty whatever. And then there was another guy, he was suicidal. And these people genuinely did not touch this girl, but she had gone to the extent of causing herself harm and putting it on these people.
Did you not see?
And lo and behold, so just to finish, lo and behold, like they came to show even evidence of her buying a hammer, and like she did everything herself, and eventually, did she confess?
Yeah, I think she did. So she's in prison now.
So I think she got 8.5 years or something. But I feel like it's mad because that was so extreme, and it's like the only case I've ever heard of where there's been some sort of anything for a false allegation.
You know what he's talking about?
Did you see that clip yesterday where the black guy was, I think he was working, then the white woman's come out of the car and she started shouting. She goes, "Oh, you sexually assaulted me."
Oh, no,
then he started running
When
around.
he hit my car.
So he started running to avoid her. So she was trying to touch him and trying to fight him and trying to claim that he sexual assaulted her. But this guy ain't even been nowhere near her. But people had already been filming before. Like, imagine we're talking and you were just filming, and all of a sudden you've heard something and you've turned the camera. So people had already been filming before. So she's trying to shout and say, "Stop trying to touch me, stop trying to," but he's far away from her. But there people start filming now. Then she's trying to grab him to try and hit him, but someone's jumped in between. Then finally her husband was in the car. He's finally come out. Like, I'm thinking, so you see all this madness, you let your wife make false allegations instead of you to jump in and stop and pull her back to the car. He's finally come in, then the next black man's come in and the next other person's come to try and pull my man away. Then she was like, yeah, he done this, he done that. And everyone's like, no, he did it. We've all got footage. And eventually, she just walked off. But I was thinking, imagine now, this was like the 1960s before there was cameras.
Man would have dead.
He would have been dead already. He would have been hung.
You know what's mad? You know these people as well, Brixton. It was a big case, but I can't say I know my brethren, but I know my brethren. He's not like that. I'll show you that after this when we're done recording. So, briefly what happened. Us four. Yeah, we've got 4 guys to link. Yeah, gone to link these girls, whatever. One should led to another. I'm the one that's a bit like, I don't want to drop the girl home. I'm not dropping her home. So the girls go, "Not drop me home, no?" Sure. I'm not dropping you on my shop, man. Yeah. I think he might have even threw her phone and broke her phone. Next day she's called all them. Yeah. But one of the acts that were going on, they say you started filming it on your phone. What's going on? Showed it to the man and was like, "Oh, look at my man doing what he's doing." You get convicted, go jail. I think he got like 8 years. I got 10 years. You two were there, but you didn't do that with the other girls, and you got like 7 years or something like that as well. And why I say that to say this year, I don't even know if I should even say this, bro.
You already started,
so you'll finish me.
Do you, let's, in regards to like the justice system, yeah, do you think that you was talking about the consent thing, yeah? The girl clearly consented to do what she was doing, and it's on camera. But the judge said, "Yeah, I don't care about it. 4 black guys, 4 white girls, don't care."
I was just about to ask what kind of the girls were. I wanted to let you finish first.
Yeah, different. And like in a situation like that, it sounds like.
That's what I'm saying. The phone thing was scary, bro. Look, see that there? It scared me, bro.
But the whole anyway, the whole interaction now, because there's another debate, and it's like a lot of men them now are scared to even talk to women, because you can't. What can you do?
Bro, that's
and I say not to say like like man's on some rage of like what, but a lot of men feel like they can't even. Some of them like coming to talk to somebody is an ick, so they're like, okay, confidence gone, or on this level you didn't ask this or you didn't do that, or you haven't approached in this manner. So it's like there's so many. It's a scary world.
Social media is an echo chamber where you, like, for instance, like you hear like
well said.
You'd hear like on Twitter, don't approach girl in the gym, or don't approach a woman in a, let's say like she's out with other girls in a group. But it's funny because when you hear all these things, don't approach girls in the gym. You be in the gym training, minding your business, and the girl's gonna come in.
Bro,
but
I'll
give you prime example. Saturday I was there with my boy Charlie. So I've gone gym on Saturday with Charlie now, and normally I don't even go to my old gym no more. I just mostly train in the garden these days. So I've gone into the gym now, and literally within minutes of training with Charlie, one girl comes trying to talk to me while I'm training. So I'm still, because I'm not trying to cut our momentum in it. The next one comes, the next one comes, the next one comes. And Charlie said a joke, and I laughed, and I said, imagine this was us on the reverse, running around approaching girls. it would be like, "Ah, that's all them man do in the gym." But now we're in our little zone. But I get people ain't seen me. People ain't seen me in a bit, but it's like every man ain't equal, innit?
That's why you should leave it.
Every man ain't equal, innit?
And that's why you should leave it, because I don't think we can compare the two.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because
that's the reality.
There's never been a time when a woman's approached you who didn't want to talk to you, where you felt threatened.
No way, I want to add to that.
No.
I want to add to that. I was out, yeah, a couple of months ago, yeah. I was at like an industry party to a certain extent. Now, an industry girl approached me, yeah, and I thought she was approaching me because I'm kind of in the industry now. You might recognize my face on the internet, all these podcasts, whatever, innit. She's come up to me, she's in my face like this. Do you remember me? You know, I'm looking at her like, I know who you are. I don't know you. She's like, yeah, you linked me back in the day, but I was a minor. I'm like, I'll say, how old are you? She's like, I'm 32. Okay, I'm 35. So, you lied, didn't you? lied. You obviously lied about age, because these are times I was on profile picking them from there back in the day. She's like, yeah, you should have a blue Fiesta. I was like, yeah, I had my Fiesta when I was 21. So, yeah, actually, let me not talk to you now, actually, let me walk away. So, you see that when she approached me, yeah? I was thinking, wow. Yeah. So I have had a position where I felt threatened before, bro.
What I mean by threatened though is this, is that sometimes guys will mention and say, oh, have you ever been in the bed of a woman when she wants sex? You have to give it to her. You know, when she wants it. And I say it's happened several times, but I don't think at any point as a man you threaten for your life, or threaten that if you try to physically stop her, you couldn't stop her. And I think that's the differentiation factor between when a woman does something to a man.
What's he saying? A man can't get RAPE basically.
No, what I'm trying to say is, generally speaking, there's only going to be probably maybe 1% or 10% of women who can beat us up. Like, you have to go to the far extreme to find a woman that can knock us out. She'd have to be a boxer or an MMA fighter.
I heard at the moment in flipping, I was chatting to a girl and she was saying that in Zimbabwe, that a lot of men are getting gang by girls.
How though? I'm trying to. Gang is a bit different.
Man saying how? Someone could cuff your head with a bat.
Gang.
That's it.
No, but we're going to extremes, I think.
Yeah,
I think,
but that's different. But as Gabriel was saying, if it's 1-to-1, what girl's gonna pin you down?
But then
it's not the same. I don't mean
no. But see, okay, let me take it back a step. Have any of you ever linked somebody where you felt like, raw, let me make sure I can see her pouring my drink?
See what?
Let me make sure I can see her pouring my drink.
No, never.
Okay.
But women are probably like we got to understand the sexual violence women experience. Us men will never understand, because you got to remember.
I'm not saying that.
You got to remember this. Generally speaking, we're going to be taller than women.
Hey.
Sorry.
Sorry. No. You know what? It wasn't even on purpose.
Yeah, look how quick you reacted though.
It wasn't even on purpose. It wasn't even on purpose. That's why it was fantastic.
Let me sorry. Generally speaking,
I put you up on the wall.
Whoa.
Alright, generally speaking, you weigh heavier than most women.
I don't know what.
Wow, that's just.
Generally speaking, what I'm trying to say is this. Generally speaking, you've not ever been in a position where someone's standing over you and trying to speak to you and you're not interested.
Really?
And then a man is being aggressive to the point that women are feared.
Zoom in on his face. Don't zoom in on his body. This guy trying.
No, I'm not. You know what?
He's back in gym now.
I'm gonna go and come back. For the first time in about a year and a half, someone called me big man in the gym. Oh my god! I said, me.
Wait, would you wear that t-shirt?
No, it was a baggy one. I said, me, big man. Are you calling me? She goes, yeah, big man. Can you spot me? I said, yeah, I can spot you.
Sorry,
I'm a big man again now.
Excuse me, sir.
What?
Sir. What size is your t-shirt?
Extra medium.
It's definitely medium. Bro, you
That
can
would fit me.
Bro, if he lifts his arm.
You know gym though. You train.
Bro, that t-shirt's a little bit tight. Let's
No,
see.
it's not a little bit.
Bro, if he lifts his arm.
I'm stressed.
It's a lot.
Bro, I know what I was doing.
belly button.
I know what I was
Two
doing.
more washing, that's done.
No, I know what I was doing.
Too much of that t-shirt
But
finished.
back to what I'm saying, I've never felt threatened. And one time I used to live in Birmingham, and it's a true story. They do gay pride in Birmingham in the city centre. True story. I was walking through the Arcadian to get to the train station. So as I'm walking through, one big hench brother, he's looking at me. I swear on my mother's life. So obviously I'm walking. The brother says to me, something. Oh, what did he say? He goes, oh, where do you know, you asked for directions to somewhere, and I knew you wasn't asking for directions. So he goes, oh, what's your name? I goes, and obviously, I'm just trying to be polite. So I'm like, yeah, my name's Gabriel, and I'm skipping. He goes, yeah, so my name, it was Dan or Darren or something. Cut long story short, yeah.
But he said, but you could call me God.
Wait, cut long story short. The brother kept on walking with me. Wait for it. The brother kept walking with me kept talking while I was walking to the point where, because he was a big brother, at one point I was like, yo, fella, for the first time in my life, I experienced what a woman experienced, where you don't want to be spoken to by somebody.
I felt that in Atlanta.
And the guy was big, like, to the point that if it kicked off, if it kicked off, I knew that it was going to be a situation. And this is someone that is sexually attracted to me. Yeah. So I now, for the first time in my life, understood how a woman feels. Where imagine a woman's like kid's height, for instance, and like because Emmanuel started it off. I didn't know. Me, he started off.
And then did payback for what happened in the last episode.
Bro, I haven't said anything.
Oh, you got him.
I haven't said anything.
The beating you got in that episode. Oh my.
Pause.
The whoop pass you got in that last. Wow. The spanking you got in that last.
Yo.
Sorry.
Wow. Patrick.
Oh, wait.
Wow.
Wait, I'm trying to think of the right word now.
Wow.
The conversation.
The beating, the whoop pass, the spanking. Go on, carry on.
The punishment you received.
Mr. Kink, you know.
Hey.
Wow.
But what I'm saying though, that was the first time in my life I ever was intimidated by someone sexually.
Go to Atlanta, bro.
Is it just literally just onto you, like in your eyes?
Go to Imagine.
In your eyes, like in your eyes.
You reckon?
Like,
Let me listen.
You saying, bro?
No, let me listen. Imagine a man. Sweetheart. Ever in your life.
What's your name, dog? What's your name?
Imagine a sweetheart. Imagine a man, yeah, like this tall.
Yeah.
White. Yeah. Tatted off, looks mean.
Yeah.
Like the kind of person that just if it goes off,
yeah,
you don't want to be around this guy, innit?
Yeah.
He might knock you out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm walking in Atlanta, and I see this kind of person. He's got locks, face just he's mean. He's like, I was like, I'm going back to the hotel. Like immediately went back to the hotel.
Now imagine how women feel. And see the problem with men is this. You know the look that we think we're giving women in our head is not what we're doing in our face. So sometimes you look at women and you're like,
and she's like,
you're not even smiling. Like we're not even like, we're just going,
yeah.
We don't understand what it's like for them.
Yeah, no.
Until that day in Birmingham, it clicked. I was like, bro, this is how they feel. Like, I'm walking, the brother's like, yo, no, come on, like, stop, let me talk to you. I'm like, bro, go. I'm gonna go.
I hear it.
Can I go?
I hear it. Do you know what though? I
felt vulnerable for the first time of my life. Like, I literally was like, bro, can you leave me alone? So I go home.
He's walking through his
I was walking through Arcadia.
He's walking through his party.
The brother was walking and talking to me.
I think separately though,
Manners,
just generally, I feel like if people are exchanging, having any kind of exchange, I feel like manners would just go a long way though. I feel like it would help a lot.
But a lot of men got manners.
On both sides, I said on both sides. On both sides, I feel like manners would help a lot.
I was saying to one of the young boys today that when it comes to consent, there's a very fine line between being cheeky and creepy. If she finds you attractive, it's cheeky. If she doesn't, it's creepy. We moan about that, but women should be given the allowance to do that. In the same way, you might go and dance behind a woman, she likes it. I might come behind her and she gives me the look like, what you doing? We've both done the same thing, but because she doesn't mind you doing it, she doesn't mind me doing it. In the same way, I might get shot down for this, but if you can't read the room in a situation, and clearly we're doing it wrong as men, maybe you need to sit down and have a conversation with yourself in the mirror.
I think
you're deviant.
I think that's the key. Understanding that I am not you, and you are not him, and he is not him. And I think that's what a lot of. And
this goes back to, remember the episode when Mama was saying it, I've never got women, I don't know. It's kind of goes back to that, but imagine he's doing all the right things in his mind.
Yeah, but it goes back to other things.
Imagine he's doing all the things in his mind that he thinks is right. Manners. She's got manners back. He's seen his bedroom do it this way. He's following his bedroom like.
Let me just add something. Like for example, yeah, I remember I went to I had a date, Sion actually.
So I
had a date at Sion, and when I got there, like man, them was sitting next to me, literally 5 of them. I was like, this is not what I need, innit? Cool. Anyway, I knew 3 of the 5, but like how I was moving, like she got up to go to the bathroom, and I got up as well, and one of them was laughing, and one of them was like, no, proper rate that still. And it's like the thing is like the social. I've forgotten. Come back to me. Sorry. I forgot.
Wait. You see what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Certain man, when they start hanging, let's say like, alright, if I went out with Gabriel, Marvin, Gracious, Taser, we got like our regular batch, then there might be someone who's not in our regular batch that might know one of the man them, then tags along. Then next minute that person's around us man all the time. Certain man think because they're around you, you're the same as them now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they start to think that raw. The effect you might have on the women around you, yeah, because I'm with them man now. You know what I mean? Not realizing that everyone in that group is different in their own
and
in their own way.
And you've got your own source. Like it's not like there's been scenarios. I'll speak on Kid because I have a specific situation in mind. There's been girls that I know that have tried to chat to Kid, and Kid will be like, yeah, I don't care, whatever. And they're Kid will say, leave me alone, and they're like, oh my gosh, he said leave me alone. And then there will be other guys that will be throwing
The world
whatever at the girl, and they're like, oh, he's wet, like why is he even talking to me? Do you get me? But they're hanging on to Kid telling them leave me alone. And it's like, you have to understand that, going back to what was said earlier, you are not this person. You have to understand them.
Yeah, but how do they differentiate themselves from that person, bro? Because like you said before, people hang around with this person and think like that person. When do they realize, bro, I'm not chilling, I'm not rich?
They should have learned that from young. I'll give an example. When man was younger, I think I was in year 8. There was one girl that was my cousin's friend, and I remember like man was on her, chasing her, blah blah blah. These times she liked my cousin who's a year older than me, so she liked Igwe, and man was literally, I was trying everything to get this girl. Pardon me. I was like, alright, cool. Fast forward when I was 18, it kind of switched. But these times I'd found myself, I was like, gone past that. But at that age, I learned that, not everyone's gonna like me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, my cousin at that age, most of the girls I liked him. And I just had to learn from them that, like, I'm not always gonna be winning. So it's a thing that I could chat to someone, she's not feeling, man, and I'll be mad polite. I'll be like, alright, cool, nice meeting, boom, boom, and I keep it stepping.
I hear what you're
saying. Then fast forward, funny enough, better times that's happened. Fast forward here, the same people have tried to circle back because when they see me out and about, I'm still mad polite. But this time, I'm not on the tip of I'm trying to move to them. I'm like, I might see them in a group of friends. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, alright. They're like, yeah, boom, boom. I might know one of the friends. I'll be like, alright, cool.
The moral of the story is get money.
I'll be like, alright, you lot could join my table. Boom, have drinks, and then I'll move off, and I'm just then circle back. The same person's like, you're actually
standoffish.
They'll be like, you're actually proper like nice to us, and then the person tries to move to me, and I'm like, you know, I'm your brethren now. I'm just
so your friends on it,
but this is different. I think it comes. It's a moment of self-realization, but I don't feel like there's any precedent that says it should happen at this time. Do you get?
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. I don't feel like there is, because at some point, like there will always be some point in life, almost consistently, where it may happen for somebody else, but it won't happen for you, or vice versa.
Bro, some people But you got to realize some people are entitled. They think that everything
I
should
hear
come
that,
their way.
but-
There's even guys here. I don't even want to mention. Like there's an artist that he keeps on getting mentioned all the time. He's from over the pond, but because he's a very good looking guy, and everyone thinks that he's the goddamn sugar. But he always gets mentioned all the time now that like my man is rude, and if he don't get the girl he wants, he you know what I mean, he moves wild, and girls have said he's done a madness to bare different women. But you might be the next one that might end up on the.
Do you know what as well? Do you know what as well? What I think here, I think my advice would be this: understand, like as early as possible. Try and explore yourself and understand, like your, like do a SWOT analysis in it: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. In your team, yeah, like
everyone's different.
Know who is your Captain America and who's your Hulk and who's your Thor. Because there's certain like obviously like bowling, for example, yeah. Over the years, like there's certain like conversations that if I like you can get a through ball by association, but don't overwork it yourself just from knowing your strengths. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, for example, you might see someone and you might be like, oh yeah, do you know what, like she's alright or whatever, but because you're not approaching it correctly, it's never going to work for you, or it's never going to happen. Right, exactly. But because you might have like somebody in your team who's mad funny, and he can do all the work because she might not be interested in him, but just the connection can come through that person, and then next thing you know, you've landed at your goal. But it's about understanding your strengths and weaknesses. And
just
I feel like a lot of people don't.
I can't say the young generation because it could be elderly people as well. I can't say elderly like 80s, whatever. But just be yourself, man. Because bro, there's been times where, like, for example,
people don't know who they.
Obviously, I'm sure innit, and people are like, oh, you can't get this, you can't get that, bro. I've had a lot of talk to.
Let me hold on. I'm gonna add on
big things, skinny. I'm just saying.
I will chime in there.
I know myself.
I will chime in there because, like, you see, I got a next brethren and kid, yeah. Like, jokes aside, they're two of the shortest men I know.
The short men are the most.
Jokes aside, but you see these two men, they can get girls more than like anyone I know. Like, it's mad. So I
just be myself, but I don't try to do anything else. Well, back then when I was
Can't just decide to be taller.
You know what it is?
Yeah, you can. Have you seen that thing? That man in the
Wait. You're gonna let him get away with that?
It's a fact.
They're gonna break your shit holes.
I went from 5'4" to 5'8", bro.
Bro, that was a quick grenade, bro.
We've gone on a holiday together, me, him, and Marv, and the only times here the rest of the men have ever seen me move more rapid was when we were on holiday, and I said it was only due to I know we've got similar taste. So there's sometimes here I might see someone I know if I don't get to that person quickly,
see that conversation.
I'm like, if I don't get to them quickly,
like I can't even have it.
I'm gonna see Gabriel or Marvin walking down the strip like this, and it's gonna bond me. But usually, I always get what I want just from me just being mad chilled. And there's been times here, no word of a lie here, he don't even know, Marv don't even know. There's girls that they might have got to time ago and said, "Rah, you know what? Yeah, I proper liked you, but I didn't even think."
You like me?
You liked me. Yeah. Then these men have got there before, but it's just because my persona is I can't be bothered, man. Like in my head, yeah, I always think like this. I've got girl from young, and I could always get girl, so I don't chase. So I always think to myself, if she likes me, she's gonna notice me. So that's always been. That's been from my mum. My mum was always like, right, if they like you, they're always gonna notice you.
One thing we should not forget is that there are there's a privilege that some of us have with women, and we have to understand that there are some men who don't have that privilege, the men who just get pushed to the wayside, you know, and it doesn't explain why they do what they do. The luxury some of us have, they've never had, meaning, you know, I know where my bread is buttered. Do you know what I mean? I kind of know generally what women like me, and some women don't know what women generally like them. I think you kind of know your archetype. You kind of can walk into a club or rave or bar and you could probably scan and say, I know that these women genuinely might like me. I don't know how to explain, but I think we all kind of know what women tend to like us. And I think some of these men, you mentioned something earlier before they interrupted you about some men are polite, and some men assume just being polite should be enough. And they get vexed when they're nice to a woman and they don't realize that doesn't matter. So they get offended. And being polite shouldn't be enough, because if the woman doesn't want to be approached by you, she doesn't need to. She doesn't have to. And I learned the hard way when I was growing up. Like, it took me up until the age of about maybe, like, I had a mixed race friend. He's still my friend now, called Edward. So we used to go out all the time, and we used to go to Whitgift Centre when it was popping. And we would go to Whitgift Centre, and girls would approach him and move to him, and I'll be standing there like, it wasn't even dark, so I wasn't blended in. No, but like
you're dark skinned, so that was back then. That's what.
You
said when Whitgift was popping, so that's at least 25 years ago. But carry on.
This episode ain't been nice at all, you know. Wow.
Bro, I'm joking. 25 years ago, you know when that was in the 90s.
The big back TVs.
Fuck.
The big back TVs.
Fuck, that was in the 90s.
It's like 97. It's like 97.
Fuck. Wow.
Right.
Hey, what is your maths bad? It's 98.
okay.
Fair enough. Close enough.
There was no need for that, you know, at all.
Okay.
But you wanna carry on?
I missed you, innit?
But that's what happened, yeah.
I missed you. No, I missed you.
No.
Pause.
We're gonna get back to you. But I think what happened is that a part of me, at one point, actually, I disliked girls, because imagine I'm out with my friend.
Yeah, you would though.
And because he was mixed race and good looking, he could be cocky and rude. I would see him be rude to girls. And then I'm trying to chat to the brethren. Hi, my name is Oluwa Babatunde Ojos. I am 16 years of age. My NI number is JZ10, and I would really like to petition you.
Fuck it, you might be right. That was like 2099. Right, you're spot on.
2009. What's going on?
99.
What's happening here?
I got what you meant.
Yeah.
You said it wrong. You said it wrong. But I got what you meant.
Okay.
Remember, I was polite to these women, to these girls.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. That's when my man. Remember, Channel U. My man had that tune. Everybody knows about the Butters friend.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was you. Carry on. Sorry.
Nah, you know what?
The Butters friend.
There was no need for that.
What?
Was you the Butters friend?
No, I was. No, see, man, I can own it.
I've been a Butters friend.
No, I can own it. When I was out with his brother, girls would fly down to move to him in Croydon, and I'll be standing there. Say there's a group of 3 girls. They'll be chatting to him, and to the point where, alright,
did you have to hold his jacket?
Wait. I'm going to show you the angle. So imagine there's 3 girls there.
You know what they need to game with? They stand in front of him and cover him up.
Basically, I was standing here. They would stand like this.
So you cover him up. You were literally physically being rubbed out.
Yes.
Yeah, he was invisible.
Yes. And then to the point where I started disliking the girls, because I'm trying to be polite. My mom was always told me, I always taught to be polite to women. That should be enough. And it wasn't enough. To the point where I started disliking girls for part of my life, because they went on to me.
Which is,
I can understand.
They went on to me.
Do you want to know what saying dark skin, man?
Go on.
Between, and you realise it, between like
Morris Chestnut. That's what saves.
Between 99 to about 2003, they were dropping films like
Brown Sugar,
Paid in Full, The Wood, Love and Basketball.
Right.
But all the films, it went from they saved us, because before that it used to be like, when you're watching, it used to be like genuine looking guys like Shamar Moore and that were the main feature. You get me? Then all of a sudden it become like they were pushing like for like a good 4 or 5 years a wave of black movies that the main characters are all dark skinned men.
I think there was a type of dark skinned man that women liked, because when we can't sit there and say Tupac didn't get love. Like, the dark skinned men got love. Same with Devontae from Jodeci. So they did.
Devontae really dark skinned?
Apples and pears, we can compare. But for me, I never got love growing up until I got to the age of.
And singers don't count. Let me tell you something about singers. Yeah, there's like when I was in Ghana, there's a guy.
He sort of banging people's mums.
I said to this guy, the day I get married, please sing at my wedding, but you're not allowed to look at my wife. Bruv, his voice is immaculate, and just when you watch the guy sing, he sings with so much passion. Yeah, as a woman, just watching that, it would be mad. It would be very mad, and that's like a superpower. So I feel like that's singers should be this kind.
I just feel though that there are men now who are remember, I've overcome that now, because remember when I was young, I was poor, there were so much things against me. My uncle or my family friend would cut my hair, so literally he would get a bowl, he would literally just put a line around my head. So there was a lot of stuff that wasn't working in my favour. Do you know what I mean? You got to remember now, there are men now who have gone through this all their life. They're my age now, who it's not changed for them. So they're gonna have an aversion against women. It doesn't make it right, and being polite is not enough. But I've learned, I think a lot of men just need to know where their bread is buttered, and that might change creepy from creepy to cheeky or cheeky to creepy.
You got to talk to the younger generation.
You know what's mad?
No. I don't even think it's the younger generation. It's our generation.
No, we're bad.
Because you see what? There's man now that they will harass up somebody's inbox, and they're not getting no. Why are you talking to yourself? Like no. But hear me out.
Crazy DMs from females that I know, and they're like, "Look at your friend. Look at your friend."
Exactly.
I'm like,
right.
Talk to himself.
And you know what's mad?
You know.
Why are you talking to yourself?
You know what's mad? Every time that happens here, and it's someone who might be a mutual, get a screenshot and send it to man.
Bro, it's bad.
But on the flip
And
side,
I don't want to even say nothing to man, because I just feel like
but on the
get
flip
wrong
now,
out, and they might go
on the
do
flip,
something mad.
bro, you can post whatever, and you're getting responses and activity, and it's like man, don't talk to yourself, innit? Like, don't talk to yourself. Like,
certain man can't help it, bro. I'm trying to like establish what makes you think this woman is not seeing this conversation, and like, don't you have no self? What's that word? Not even decorum. Self-respect, bro.
I suppose, but you know what? As well, I think at the same time saying that, like, there's certain men that will try and muster up conversation, not for the sake of, not with any intent, just nothing beyond like trying to take it to romance or whatever.
I don't believe that.
You know what?
Because I feel it works both ways. So I feel like, and I say that to say this, yeah, because certain people will assume any response to your story post is, oh, he's trying to meet me, or she's trying to meet you. She must be into me. That's it. Oh my guys. She put round of applause response to my story. I'm in there like swimwear. You're not. She's giving me a round of applause.
But some people actually are. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people actually are. A little double tap on a story. You're thinking, oh, you like a picture of my trainers, bro. Like.
But I think also the hard to get thing that some women have done is where some men don't know how to read the room too, because sometimes and this is the thing about sometimes the persistence which men have done have worked. In the same way, I've had women say to me, "Oh, why did you stop there?" Why like, you only messaged me, why did you stop? Why wasn't you persistent enough? And I'm like,
I ain't got that.
If you're on it, you are. If you're not, you're not. I don't understand this persistent thing. Whereas some men, they've been persistent all their life, and that's how they've got the woman they've got. So there's a fine line once again between being cheeky and being creepy. It's very.
Remember the move Hackstraw played the other day?
Yeah.
He try and do in the middle of the night. He knows there's someone that I've said to the person. I've said to him and the man. I said, "Rah, she's." He goes, "Oh, so and so's here." I went to bed, bro. I looked at my phone and I said, "Rah, you think that's gonna draw me out to come to a dance?"
Wait,
I looked at my phone and went to bed.
Before we conclude, can you get the hat trick?
No. I'll give you the honors today, seeing as you're on so much fire and smoke.
No, I was just, obviously it depends on your viewpoint. That's all I was gonna say.
Okay.
But this is what I'm saying. It's past now, so it's a bit dead. You know what I mean? I was hoping that you were gonna say it.
I think my brace was good enough. The two that I dropped in there was good. It's just, it was good.
The brace was special. It was special.
Have you men realised here? The older you get here, the more you're not as. It's like that whole thing about chasing. The more you're not on it at all.
Because you're chasing someone else. That's why.
Yes or no? Huh? Yes or no? Because.
Bro, I ain't got the energy.
No, bro, you'll have the energy to chase somebody who you think is worth it.
Not even that.
You will.
You know what it is? Yeah, I feel like.
Define chasing first. So I know what you mean by chasing.
Like
pursuing.
Pursuing a point that.
When does it become chasing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think if we define what that is.
I feel like what you said, like, you know, like when you said women would say women playing hard to get, etc., etc.
Okay.
So I feel like if I'm showing you the vibe here and you're not responding, bro, I ain't got that fire in me no more to keep on trying to.
Do you know what I'm
Is it hard to get? Is it hard to get, or is it sieving out all the BS that they've gone through? Is it them playing hard to get?
It's a bit of both, but at the same time, yeah, I feel like with age now, yeah, I'm a believer of like, right, if I'm feeling you, you're feeling me, it's simple. Guess what's happened to me a lot, yeah? There's been women who've come up to me like over the past year that, oh yeah, I didn't think you liked me, I thought you was being nonchalant. I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah, you just literally just stop moving to me and just stay holding conversations normally like I'm one of your brethren. I said, I'm not gonna run you down. I ain't got that.
No, but to add to what Gabriel was saying,
yeah,
you know, like, let's say for example, I know you know the team.
Yeah.
And you spoke to her a certain way. I know you've got a certain level with this girl. And I'm talking to this girl and I'm thinking, oh, this girl, it's not dumb or something. What do you mean? Yeah. I know Chiz ain't even messaging you in the mornings. I mess you in the mornings, but you're not replying.
Yeah, nah, I hear that. See, you're a good morning guy.
You know what I mean?
That's another thing.
That's another thing, you know what I mean?
No, I hear that. Because those conversations, like, to think.
I get told I don't care because I might message you like.
To think in your head that, raw, you know what? This girl is now demanding here.
Yeah, bro.
But when my man beat, he just said, "Oh, I want beat," and you beat. So I want beat. Yeah. And it's like, why am I not getting the same play? I hear that.
Bro, but all men are equal. It's like it's the same thing.
That's what it comes.
It's the same thing when man them would say like I've seen like on blog pages dumb comments on like certain like a popular blog might post a girl, then someone might say something dumb like, oh, she's a hoe because so and so beaten in the same day or one day, and I'm thinking to myself, because you've never been in that situation where women are just giving it to you quickly, you instantly believe.
Can I just say something?
You get what I'm saying?
I just want to say something on that point. Yeah, do you know what I really can't stand? Men, women, however you identify, please stop doing this. Yeah, like, okay, cool. You meet a girl, and you're talking to the girl, and you're rapping, everything's going nicely. Then along comes Bob, says, "Raw, she DM'd me 72 months ago, you know." Like, bruv, I don't care.
That's 6 years for you.
Like, I don't give a damn. You shouldn't give a damn. And we're grown.
We're grown.
Like, bruv, if she DM'd you, so what? Like, you get me? Like, can we just...
No, okay, that's a good one, but you know what really grates me the most?
Alright.
You know, there's always that one guy when you're chatting to a girl who always wants to come over.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Alright, cool. You cool, brother. Yeah. That's that one. Yeah. I hate
they always have to come over, or they want to start play fighting.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you understand. Or the guy that will come in and the guy that will come.
They come inside. They come. I know Gabriel. Me and this girl have smashed. Like, allow it.
Guys are allow it. Look, like, you'll be with her at the bar or something, and then you get that bridge and you might just be at the bar and you
might pull out a 1K just to take out a £5 note.
Right next to you, talking to the girl. Yo, what are you drinking, cuz? Is she with you? Yeah, what you say? What you want, babes? Yeah, how much? What? Yeah, a big man. Just get her a drink too, you know. You're like, I was alright, you know. I was alright.
How do you feel about that when that happens, you know?
It's happened to me.
I'm taking the peas in the band both the drinks still, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's happened to me like.
I'm gonna laugh.
To me about a year ago.
Do you know what I would do? I would give him a front row seat to the entire interaction, because you're obviously salty, so you felt the need to insert.
I say love that, but you got me in the front, you know. Yes. Thanks, guys.
No. What I'm saying is, you see this dashboard snap. I'm making sure that he sees it, because that's going to aggravate you. Because you've gone through all this effort, so I need her to.
But you know what? That comes with a level of confidence as well, though, because certain man cannot do that. See, so if I'm at a bar with a team and someone pulls that to me and says, "Yeah, buy a drink, man. Buy yourself a drink as well, man." My level of confidence, I'm gonna laugh at you with this girl and be like, "Look,
those guys do the worst." Or the guy that's just gonna buy a standard spirit mixer. I've seen it before. Hey, what? Guys, what? No bottles tonight.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. Can I have a light night for once? You're mentioning what? No more bottles. Are you talking to my? Oh, sorry, babes. And like, you didn't see her. Oh, sorry, but what? We're not buying bottles tonight.
The thing is, let's be honest, yeah.
Are you fine?
Let's actually be honest. When these interactions happen, they've already and they already know what you're about. So that all that there is wild.
Bro,
it's just too much. And that's why you're outside.
But some man will have to go in their pocket and spend that peas and buy the bottle, bro.
Back in the day, there was a guy, every time he would see me normally, oh, what go on, Chiz, from far. Anytime I was with my ex here, yo, Chiz, you alright, yeah? Look. Yeah, you're right, yeah? Yeah.
Weird.
I think to myself, rah.
Guys are different.
There's people.
Because normally when you see me, you don't go out your way to say hello. But every time you see her,
But there was guys that, okay, I'm not gonna mention his name, but I'm gonna tell you the story. Do you remember when there was a group of guys that used to do an event at a certain venue? Okay, and there was one guy who was part of the promoters at this venue. So basically, there was one nice girl or nice woman who was going to that venue a lot of times. So the owner of the venue basically said to this girl, like, "Raw, why are you talking to the promoter when I'm the owner?" I'm waiting for it. These two talk. So imagine you're chatting to one girl, and I come and say to the girl, "Yo, like, how come you talking to a kid like I'm the owner? You know, you shouldn't be talking to him." Right?
So contextually, I work at Sion.
Yes.
And you'll say, "Well, why are you talking to the barman? This is my bar."
Yes.
Right.
See those kind of guys that throw men under the bus or try to like stunt men. There's no worse a guy than that.
Yeah.
He knows the guy, and he went to go and tell the girl that, "Raw, like, why are you talking to my man? Like, I'm the owner. You don't talk to the promoter."
But at the same time,
Whoa, but there's no.
Wait, watch this. Cause you're not gonna sit back down after this. Yeah? Everyone gathered around?
Yeah, we're here.
That still determines what kind of woman it is. Because she could be. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear it.
You see what I'm saying? So back up, lava. Back up. Because she could be. He could have done you a favor to a certain extent.
I hear it. I hear it.
It is.
But there's other like that's a backhanded one. Because there's other ways. Like
That's slimy. Or the guys who will see you're chatting to. It's happened to me about 4 or 5 months ago. So one woman followed me on Instagram. Yeah. So we did a little fake liking each other's pictures, whatever in it. This guy must have clocked that we started following each other because she replied to that something in my picture. Don't think this guy. Don't think this guy didn't go into her DMs to go and say, "Oh, how'd you know? Okay, I see you're following."
bro, do you know how many times that happens to me? Gabriel.
What the hell?
You know what you need to start saying?
Do you know how many times that happens to me?
It's mad thing.
I've told you better times that. Yeah. Bro, that shit happens to me mad regular.
But can I just say? Can I say one thing?
Mad regular.
There's certain.
Bro, I tell women. I tell some women here, if I'm talking to them, do not please ever comment on my post.
There's certain ones.
Yeah, don't even like my post.
There's certain ones.
Don't cause. Yeah, because some men are slimy, bro.
Don't say it. Just don't say
I'm
it.
not gonna say.
Some men are slimy. Like I remember, like even a girl was laughing at my post here. It's probably like last year, and a man messaged her and said, "Rah, so you talk to them man there, yeah?" Hope you like this episode. We're gonna try and drop literally just one episode at a time, and yeah, stay tuned for more.